The way we approach the game right now seems pretty solid. The more practice we get in, the stronger we get.
We are starting to feel more synchronized. We definitely learned a lot. We are starting to get better and better.
We win together and we lose together, as any team would. We still believe that we can be up there if we put the work into it.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the European League Championship Series, broadcasting live from our studios here in Cologne, Germany. I'm Joe Miller here with Martin Officio Lunga as we continue our coverage of Week 3 in the Summer Split.
And it's hard to believe that we are now a quarter into what turns into be an absolutely amazing split. And as the teams, they continue just to fight for positions in the standings, so every single game counts.
It does indeed. But before we get into today's matches, let's highlight some of the action from yesterday. First up, Alliance continue their dominance over the league and are now on a 5-game winning streak. Their performance yesterday was bolstered by the ever-reliable Froggen, who pulled out his Anivia and went 9-5-29 against Roccat.
And then we had the Super Hot Crew vs Fnatic game, and it was the longest game in the 2014 EU LCS. And Selfie, he also had the Summer Split CS record with 625 CS. And speaking of the Super Hot Crew, they just look stronger and stronger, and with the win over Fnatic, they secured themselves a 3-game win streak. And we will see today if that's what it takes to stay up there with the big boys as they take on Alliance.
And the Super Hot Crew also versus Fnatic game brought us your #1 hashtag LCS big play. This one came from @AliLabi and said, "The flash from We Will Failure to avoid Nami's tidal wave was just awesome. This is your most talked about moment from yesterday's European LCS." Good spear onto Mr. Rose as well. There's the ultimate coming out of Impaler. The wave comes through. It was flashed by We Will Failure, who gets the hook and the play, and they lock up Reckless.
I love the fact he likes to do these flash hooks in team fights, and if it lands, you can win the fight for your team. If you miss it, however, you kind of look a little bit weird, but it happens, he tries, and I really like the way he flashes the wave there and just sets everything up. Of course, though, we want to hear from you guys, so remember to tell us your favorite plays of the day by sending a tweet to @LolEsports with the hashtag LCS Big Plays.
So let's take a quick look then at the current standings. Alliance remain at the top of the table at 6 wins and 1 loss and are on a 5-game winning streak, as I mentioned before. And the teams in the middle of the table remain tied up until we get to the bottom of the pack, where Roccat is bringing up the rear on the heels of a 5-game losing streak at 1 win and 6 losses. But of course, that may all change here today as we kick things off with Gambit versus SK Gaming, and then Millennium take on the Copenhagen Wolves.
Then the Super Hot Crew will face Alliance, followed by Fnatic versus Roccat. After that, the European Challenger Series quarterfinals will continue as H2K Gaming take on SK Gaming Prime, with Freak and Serene giving us the play-by-play.
And for more information about the schedule, teams, players, and Fantasy LCS, head over to lolesports.com, where you can follow the teams on the road to the Summoners Cup.
And you can even vote on today's matchups. Just give a thumbs up to the team you think will win on the schedule, and we'll check in before each game to see how you voted.
And for details about joining us here in our Cologne studio to watch the LCS live, just click on tickets at the top of the page. All easy peasy. Get yourself along here to the studio. But now, guys, it's time to turn the tables and for you to drop some knowledge on us. Hop on Twitter and let us know who is the biggest playmaker in the European LCS and why.
Personally, I have to say Shook. I think he's setting up so many plays for Alliance, and then with Nif, of course, they always seem to have the synergy to just kick someone into Nif, and he just hooks them or stuns them and kills them for Alliance here. So I like the way he plays, and I think many people are actually going to vote for him. Of course, though, we actually want to hear your answers, weird enough. So